Good morning, you guys. Um, I'm just about to walk out the door to go to church, and I just felt like the Lord put something on my heart that He wanted me to share with you. If you look in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 15, the first part of that verse says, "For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched by the feeling of our infirmities." The word infirmities there is speaking of weakness or frailty, both in the body and in the soul. So physical illness, but also emotional issues, mental issues, moments of being tempted and struggling. Just the human experience. The human experience says that we don't have a high priest who can't be touched by or moved by or feel sympathy for the feeling of those of that human experience that we all have. And what I felt like the Lord wanted me to tell you is that He's not like so many of the people in your life who have a tendency to be able to be emotionally detached from your struggle. We all have people in our lives that while we're struggling, while we're stumbling, or we're experiencing weakness of some kind, we have people in our lives that we would want to see them responding to us in with compassion, some kind of a clue that they are in it with you, that they're feeling what you're feeling, and their heart goes out to you, and that compassion compelling them to reach out and touch you, maybe hold you, or give you a word of encouragement, or just tell you that everything is going to be okay. Yet, for many of us, that's not the experience that we have. Our experience a lot of times is that even the people closest to us, the ones that we tend to have the highest expectations of, are the ones that seem to so easily emotionally detach themselves from us. And it doesn't mean that they don't love us. It doesn't mean that they don't care that we're struggling. It's just we get used to each other. You know, people you go to church with, you see them every week. People that you live with, even friends that you've known for a long time, you can just kind of get used to each other, and it makes it easy. It makes us vulnerable to not being as able to be moved or be touched by the feeling of the infirmities of those people that we love. But the Lord wants you to know, this is what the Lord wants you to know today, that He is touched by the feeling of your struggle. He is touched by the feeling of your heartache. He's touched by the feeling of your weakness, of your frailty, of your wanting to do better but can't seem to do better. He is touched by the feeling of that. He is not emotionally detached from you. Hear me. This is what He wants you to know, that He is not emotionally detached from you. And so you need to approach Him with an openness of heart. You know, when you've been disappointed by people around you who you thought would be touched by the feeling of your weakness, yet they are clearly not moved by it, then instinctively we put walls up and we lower our expectations because we don't want to be disappointed. We've been disappointed too many times, and so we lower our expectations and we put walls up. But in your walk with the Lord, when you are speaking to Him, when you are approaching Him, He wants you to let your walls down. He wants you to understand that he's not like anybody else in your life. Sure, people are going to disappoint you. People get emotionally detached. They love you, but they're not all that moved by what you're going through. Now, there are exceptions to that. There are exceptions to that, but that's the general rule. But he's not one of those people. He is our high priest forever. We're never going to have another one, which is awesome news, because he is a high priest who is touched by the feeling of our infirmities. He is never emotionally detached from you. So you can trust him. You can trust him with your struggle. You can trust him with the heartache. You can trust him with your questions. You can trust him with your doubts, and know that he understands and he's not holding it against you. You can just be real with him and know that he feels what you're feeling. He isn't moved. He isn't disquieted by the things that disquiet you. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't feel it, because he does feel it. So that's what I felt like he wanted me to share with you. So be encouraged by that, and choose to let your walls down. Just let your guard down a little bit more today, as you spend some time with him, whether it's in church or at home. Spend some time with him and let him minister to you. Let him speak love words to you. Okay? All right, you guys have a great Sunday, and I may talk to you later on tonight.